Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today we are finally getting back to work on the drift truck. By the end of this video, the truck will be driving. I don't care how long it takes me to make this video, the truck will be driving at the end of this video. It won't be completely done, but we'll at least be able to test it on the streets. What's left to do before driving the truck? Well, a lot. First of all, we have to make the bottom mounts for the coilovers. So the coilovers are actually attached to the axle and they actually hold up the weight of the truck. Then we have to weld everything, support stuff more. Then after that, we have to, tie all of the wiring and the fuel lines. Then we have to make a new brake line. So that's pretty much what's in store. I'm starting where I left off in the last video, making the bottom mounts for the coilovers. If you guys have missed any of the last videos in the process of making the 4-link, the new rear suspension for the truck, go check them out. Let's get started making the bottom coilover mounts for the coilovers. If you are ever wanting to get into fabrication, here's a little tip. Make all your brackets out of cardboard first. Instead of trying to do all the testing with the metal, which takes a long time to cut and it's just a pain, do everything with cardboard, get the bracket how you want it, and then transfer it onto metal. That's what I did here. This is pretty much what I want for the lower mounts. So now, make them out of metal. Alright, I got a pair of the brackets done. Not the coolest looking things, not the prettiest, but I made them nice and beefy just because this is all that's holding up the car, so beef, nice and beefy. As you can see, both the coilovers are out and the mounts are tacked in. There is the lower mount, the upper mount, strut tower. Nice and simple. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is take the springs out of the coilovers, then put the coilovers back in and test everything. Shocks are in. Let's test her.
Hi guys.
Also, shout out to Jared. Do my brakes. To be fair, I did do the other side. You want to show you how you're supposed to do it? Maybe. Oh, and look at that. The axle maxes out right when the shocks are about to max out. So right now you can tell the axle is at its max travel because it's hitting. It hits that, and then the shocks are pretty much at their max travel. So that's perfect. We will add some bump stops. That's so cool to watch. I think we have a 4-link on our hands. Woo-hoo! Well, unfortunately I wasted about 2.5 hours making those tubes, notching them, welding them in, and then realizing that I put them too close to the coilovers, couldn't get a bolt in, and cutting them out and then grinding it down. So, but I decided just to go ahead and test the suspension without those bars in because it'll be plenty strong just to sit it on its suspension.
That's some fucking craft I made here. Can I go for everything?
It's on suspension though.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
You made your own transmission, dude? Or fuck. Shut up, I had a drink.
I'm really tired already. Now I have to weld everything, which is gonna take even longer. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the bed off of here. Then we'll try to put the truck on the lift so I can weld everything. Because there are a lot of things down there that I can't really weld unless if it's in the air. But hey, by the end of the day, I should be able to drive around the block, hopefully. Look at that, it's moving. The axle's not moving, don't, be careful.
Oh, Jared sent it.
Yeah, most of those things are not welded in.
You're just gonna drop it
Until we can lift it up.
and we'll start to lift it.
Yep.
You know how heavy this thing is? Like,
No idea.
Oh fuck, the speaker's in here. Fuck, I've been looking for this thing.
Here, let's just try and just lift this up in place.
Oh, okay. I'm having struggles. My hands are really
Just set it down. All this weight reduction.
Hey, look at that! Look at that! Pretty tight on there. Got a long day ahead of you, bud.
Wow.
Talking to my welder.
Oh, I'm talking to your jacket.
Yeah, I decided I don't want to get skin cancer quite yet.
Okay, that's probably a safe choice.
Yeah.
I can tell you're gonna get to work just because of that jacket.
Give me some more gas.
There we go. It's only the third day of summer too, so you have that to look forward to.
Oh joy. After an hour or two of welding, everything is welded up. So everything that is currently on the truck is welded up. There's one more place on top that I'm gonna weld. I'm gonna add some more braces on the sides of the lower mounts, both in front and rear. If only we had brakes, we could drive it. We don't have brakes, unfortunately.
He could still drive it, he can't brake. So pushing him around the same, it doesn't really matter. Thank you all so much for watching this awesome Caleb's video.
Not done!
Oh.
I said I wasn't gonna finish this video until I drive it. Anyway, in order to get this truck driving, I now need to make a new brake line because obviously there's a bunch of stuff on the axle where the stock brake line won't work with. Then I need to tie up the wiring, tie up the fuel lines, and temporarily put the battery on there. Anyway, brake line stuff, fun. First try, brake line goes down, bends up there, and follows this perfectly. Oof. And then I will put the fitting right here, and I'll weld the tab that will allow this to kind of bloop, like so. Remember to put the fitting on before you make the flare. That brake line is all good. Temporary zip tie. Now you have to make a line that connects the left caliper to the right caliper. Starts there, goes around the coilover, up above the pumpkin, around the coilover, into the other thing. So there's a lot of little twisties. Hopefully I can make it look okay. Well, that is a mission success. We have a brake line on the axle that goes from that fitting up around the coilover. It doesn't hit it. Over the pumpkin to the other side. It's not the straightest thing. Some of the bends are kind of wonky, but it works. Doesn't hit anything. It clears. I'm gonna put some brake fluid in the master cylinder, pop one of the bleeders, hope it gravity bleeds, kind of. Problem is that I don't have anyone else here to help me bleed it, but I really want to drive it. But it's also raining. So we have a lot of things holding us back. I feel like it's been like a year since I've driven this thing. It hasn't been that long. It's been like, what, a month? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it's still there. Look at that. Pasha is the savior of the day. He's gonna come over and help me bleed the brakes as soon as he gets off from work. While we wait for that to happen, let's keep working. So the truck is in the air. I'm gonna go weld in these new supports I was talking about. Nice big brace welded to that, so yeah, it's certainly beefy now. My philosophy was throw metal at it and make it strong, and it's definitely strong. It's probably not as light as it could be or as effective as it could be, but it's strong, so boom. Thanks, Pasha.
You're welcome.
All right, pump. All right. You holding?
Yeah.
Okay, pump. So here's a little teaser. This Thursday, there's actually a test and tune for drifting. I really want to have the truck driving and drifting for that event. The problem is that I definitely don't have time to modify the bed and get that on the truck. So I'm gonna just drift it with the bed off of it for now. The problem with that is, of course, the battery is in the trunk. Not the trunk, what the heck, the bed. So I'm actually going to weld this somewhere, probably like down there, and put the battery underneath. Bolts have all been checked. The battery is in. All right, I feel like it's been like forever since I've driven this thing. I'm so ready to hear this thing. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's got life. I miss that sound so much. It's louder right now because that muffler section isn't on. Ah, man, I'm so happy to have this thing back. Everything's working up here, yeah? Yeah. This thing looks so funky like this. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna quickly throw on a GoPro and drive her around. We're driving, ladies and gents. Am I nervous? Yes, definitely. I've got a camera pointing back there, but can't see much. Feels good over those bumps. This thing's loud. The handle's really good now. At least it turns in well. It's definitely stiff, but I think it's like the perfect stiffness. Not too stiff, not too soft. No clanks, no rattles, no binding. I think we're good. One more time over this bump here. It's perfect. There's nothing bad going on. I really want to rip it, but I don't want to break it yet. I'll rip it when someone can film from the outside, you know? I know that wasn't the longest test drive. Trust me, I want to drive it more, but it's enough to know that it works. In the next one, I'll drive it a little bit more, rip it, but it is driving. Everything seems to be working flawlessly. The 4-link is done. We have a couple things to do before we can, you know, bolt everything back together, paint it. That's pretty much it. I do want to change the fuel tank mount a little bit, but besides that, the 4-link is done. The truck is driving. The truck is back. I know it's been a little while. I'm really excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you did not, please give it a dislike and tell me why you didn't enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel more than just watching videos, please head over to Patreon. You can get some awesome benefits and you can help support the channel. Thank you to all my patrons. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys. Peace out. Have a great day. Goodbye.